And I knew it and I called it. 61 days of semen retention. Yesterday was the worst, day on this shit. But today, I knew it was going to be a great day because I told myself that I would come back and I wouldn't fucking give up. I'm not that type of person anymore. I don't give up. Give up on my dreams, my aspirations, my life. Give up on my life. My ball sack is full to the brim. I'm ready to explode. All I needed was a little, good gym sesh, a little bit of positive reinforcement, and I was ready to just carry on my day now. Now I'm ready to go to work, and I'm fired up. My job is fucking horrible, but I'm gonna love it today. It's gonna be a great day. I'm just fired up about life again. And that's how it works. Things go in cycles. After the very bad day, there's gonna be a good day. There's gonna be a good day. And it's usually right after those bad days that you have a fucking great day. Because you're so close to what that bad day felt like that anything better will feel great. But it's just such a great day. I woke up and I couldn't see the sun, but it's still a great day. It's no matter what, you have to understand that it's a great day. I see my homies in the gym. I got a fucking nice pump. I'm about to get ready for work. I got good food in me. I'm blessed to wake up and just live another day. I have another opportunity to fucking win. And that should be all that you need. That should be all that you need to just be fired up and get at it. And really get at this fucking life. That's all that you fucking need. You don't need anybody's approval. You don't need anything else besides you and your fucking nuts. And you got to carry that along with you throughout the entirety of your fucking life. You just have to man the fuck up and get it done. Whatever the fuck you want to do, you can. Come to that realization that you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Nobody should stand in your way. Who the fuck are they? Who are they to say that, oh, you can't do that? Because they ain't never fucking tried. They're going to think it's absolutely fucking impossible. Even if, close people around them have done it before. Even if they're much, much, much older than you. Because they're older, they're going to think that they have more experience through life and they know more. Wrong. That's fucking wrong. They're wrong. They're wrong about you. They don't know who you are. They think they know who you are. They have, the idea of what they think you are, but that's not you. Only you know what you are. Only you know what you're capable of. Not them. Not these bitch-ass motherfuckers who've never even tried. You're gonna listen to them? You're gonna let them fuck up your day? No, you can't let them fuck up your day. You are much stronger than that. You sometimes you need that little extra kick of motivation to get you going, but sometimes you wake up and you feel it. Especially on this, semen retention shit. A lot of days I just wake up and feel it. Busting off of 4 hours of sleep. That's how it goes. It goes in cycles all the time. Like, I'll bang out 4 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep on my work days too. And I'll do that 6 to 7 days a week. 6 to 7 days a week. And then I might take a day where I need that 12 hours of sleep, where I need that 8 hours of sleep. And that's okay because I've been going hard as fuck. And if my body, really, really needs it, it's all right. But I gotta push my body to that point where it's begging me to calm the fuck down. Because I'm such a machine, I'm such an animal, that my body starts begging me, hey, chill the fuck out, yo. Yo, we gotta calm down. Like, I know you want it bad, but you gotta be a little bit more patient, and you gotta be a little bit nicer to the body. Calm down. Let me get a little bit more rest, a little bit more recovery. I say, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. But then sometimes my body wins. My body wins me over. I get a little bit of extra sleep. But no matter what, no coming. This is the first freaking so long where I haven't had a single fucking wet dream. Because it's not on my conscious mind. Like, throughout the day, maybe a little bit, when I talk to fucking women, because, you know, the woman attraction, that's the thing. Every benefit now, like 60 days in, just feels like normal life. Like, it doesn't really feel like a benefit anymore. That's just my normality. And I would never want to fucking go back to not having this be my norm. But the woman attraction is just ample at this point. You know, every female I talk to talks to me in that, you know, in that voice where they want to fuck. You know that voice when, you know, you've been with a lot of women, and you understand what I mean. You know, all the women that I talk to, every single fucking one, talks to me with that voice like they want to fuck. Bending over in front of me, just, you know, laughing at jokes that are not even fucking funny because they're just horny. You know? And that's okay. But I have to remind myself, okay, let's not act on this in the moment. You know, I'll be horny as well. I'll feel it. I'll be fired up. I'll get all fucking pumped up, worked up. But I have to fucking just de-escalate from the situation and walk the fuck away. You know? Be like, sayonara, bitch. And then that kind of hurts me, because then they are also attracted to that, you know? If I'm able to just walk away and say peace out and not, you know, hover above them and have to, you know, beg for their fucking approval, that makes them want me more. So this whole semen retention journey is a double-edged sword. Like, yeah, you're going to have a lot more woman attraction, but you're not going to want to release any of your seed. So that woman attraction, you know, you just kind of got to push to the side until you're ready to, where you're at that point where, you know, you've made a decent amount of progress in your life. And not that you can chill necessarily, but listen, if you get to a point where you've reached the goals that you wanted to reach upon your journey, you know, it's great to just keep on going and going and going and going. But if you're holding back from what you want to do, if you want to, you know, fuck, like, that's your manly right at that point. Like, you've achieved something as a man if you have the capability of fucking. So to just resist that and resist that and resist that, you know, as a woman, they can fuck anyone. As a man, you have to earn that right and earn that ability. And then once you get to that point, and then now you're just resisting all the time, resisting. At a certain point, you gotta be like, okay, what do I want to do? Do I want to keep striving for my goals, just full head on? Or do I want to fuck as well? And if I slip up a little bit, you know, it's no big deal. Because I'm fucking with women, you know? As long as you're not relapsing on porn anymore at a certain point, like, you're good to go. You're straight in my book. Like, if you accidentally, like, if you're just fucking woman, you know, your girlfriend or, you know, random woman. Listen, if you want to be on your rock star shit and fucking hoes, that's understandable. You know, don't fight that. Some people are just wired like that. Some people are more wired to have a girlfriend and have that, you know, sort of life, right? And lifestyle. And that's okay too. Or some people are very okay with being super celibate and Their purpose is way greater than any of that, you know? And that's pretty like impressive. If you're able to do that, or at least for a fucking long period of time, if you're able to resist women for a full year, and no porn too, like you're not just coping. It's not just because like you can't get women and you're just like, oh yeah, I'm celibate, bro, but like you just can't get women. No, it's not like that. Like, women come up to you, they're attracted to you, they try to talk to you, and you're just dubbing all of that shit all the time, and you do that shit for like a year. Man, that is impressive and powerful. Because most men, even men who have, a lot of power and a lot of money and wealth and all this shit, cannot do that. That is still their kryptonite. But if you can do that, if you can figure out how to do that, man, that's an impressive skill set. And you actually have true discipline. And then if you want to, for a bit, just go off the rails and have a bit of fun, listen, you got one life. So if you want to do that for a little bit and, start banging the hoes 24/7, because now, like say at the start of your journey, right? At the start of your semen retention journey, you do it to lock in, you do it to make some money, and you start out broke, you start out maybe not in the best shape, and maybe with low confidence. And then you do that shit for a year straight, and you've accomplished all that. Like, now you have a bunch of money, now you have a bunch of leverage, maybe you built a skill set, maybe you built, a business. Your physique is probably going to be better because you're going to naturally want to eat cleaner and want to just fix your body, fix your bad habits, and, actually fix and work on your health. So all of that's going to build your character and charisma and everything as well. So everything's built together off the pillar of semen retention. But then once you get to the point where you've built that and you've done the things that you want to do for this part, for this chapter, and there will be a next chapter, there will be a more, but for right now, you've accomplished the goals that you set out at the beginning, that like were astronomical goals that you weren't really even sure if you could truly achieve them. And now you've achieved that and surpassed that. I think it's okay if you want to reward yourself with a little bit of sex, with a little bit of woman. Like, to have this fixation of, oh no, I gotta stay on this because everything's going to fall apart and all this, and you get hyper fixated on just on being on semen retention, and you're resisting your like true desires as well now. I don't think that's too healthy. You still gotta be you. Now, if you're somebody who doesn't really care for that, you don't really need it, you don't really crave it, then okay, that's fine. That's fine. Keep on going on the journey, and keep on being locked in, because you'll probably just be one of the greatest of all time if you never fucking nut again. If that's the journey that you want to go on, you'll probably unlock some sort of fucking superpowers or some shit. Like, you're going to tap into something. So if that's the journey that you want to endeavor on, great. And maybe I'm just too early in this journey to understand right now. Maybe I'm still in the horny phase and I still care about woman and woman validation and all that. Maybe I'm just too early in the stages. Maybe as I keep going along, I really won't give a fuck at all about any of that. And I'll just want to crush my goals more and more and more. But you gotta think, why do I want to achieve these goals? Why do I actually want to crush these goals? Why? And for the most part, it's for the sake of woman. Like, let's be fucking real. Like, yeah, you want to, accomplish great things and do things that you enjoy, and you genuinely like want to do them, and you want to just be free to do what you want to do, free to do what you want to do. But you do it for women, for the approval of women. That's how all of this shit starts. That's how, the greatest things were built, because it built off the backs of just women, just wanting to be with females, wanting to be better because of that. And then it creates something else, like it may start with that, but then it also might kind of loop around and end with that as well. Like if you've done it because you wanted more women, and then you get everything you want, you get all the money, you get, maybe you want fame too, maybe you want whatever it is, you get all that, right? You're deep enough into semen retention, maybe 6 months into a year in, and then you realize, like, hey, like, it's okay. Like, I wanna fuck too. I want to enjoy the fruits of my labor. And I feel like that's completely okay. Like, a lot of people in this community, I feel like, have this fixation, like, once you get to a certain point, you shouldn't crave that anymore. You shouldn't want that. You shouldn't feel that. But you should just dive deep into whatever you desire, the deeper along that you get into this journey. And I don't think woman is necessarily a bad desire to have. That's what moves this whole world forward, is woman. Like, the need for the approval and just the want for women. Real talk. Like, you're fucking lying to yourself if you say that. If women didn't exist, you wouldn't do half the things that you do. You wouldn't try to look as good as you want to look. You wouldn't try to, build as much muscle as, maybe certain things, because you'd still be competitive, maybe. But would you? Like, competitive for what? You want to be competitive so that you can win the best sort of woman, so then you can kind of, like, show off, like, yeah, I'm that motherfucker, and take great pride in, who you pick as your partner. You want to have the capability to pick who the fuck your partner is. Because if you're just settling for, any sort of woman that comes your way, the first woman who fucking talks to you and looks your way, and in the back of your mind, like, this woman isn't really the woman of my dreams, but, this is all I could get, so fuck it. I'm just gonna rock with it. And then if you ever get to a point where you want to improve yourself, and then you do, that's how a lot of people, like, a lot of men end up cheating, because they weren't even satisfied from the start. Like, it's so fucking ridiculous. Like, you have to be satisfied with your woman from the start, and then you won't even have that temptation to cheat. Like, I think cheating is, like, just so gay, man. Like, if you want to be with a bunch of women, that's fine and dandy. Just be straight up with them. Be like, hey, this is how I live. This is my lifestyle, and yeah, that's it. But, like, if you're going to cheat on a woman, just, like, break up with her. Just, like, you don't actually fucking love her. You don't actually want to be with her. You just like the convenience of her, maybe, Just don't be a bitch ass and fucking cheat. Be a fucking bum about it, You fucking asshole. Unless maybe she cheats, I would say just, let her go. But if you want to cheat back first, I guess. But that's just some petty shit. Anyways, I try not to touch too much on woman attraction and all that shit on here, because I am no fucking professional. But I'm just, telling you my journey along the way. And that's it, You just gotta keep going with this shit. Like, remind yourself why you started and keep on going. Because, like, yesterday, if I told myself today, like, yeah, I'm gonna have a great day, which I did, and even if I didn't really believe it, I knew it was going to happen, because you manifest your reality quicker and quicker and quicker on this semen retention shit. So you have to be very careful with what you think about and how you think, because things start forming into fruition a lot quicker, is what I've seen so far. Because I'm just, I'm very hyper focused on analyzing everything that's kind of going on throughout my days. so that I could, report back here and track back and have a track record of what the fuck is actually happening day by day by day. And we're going to keep going with this shit. I want to at least go for a fucking year straight, if I possibly can. Now, if I get to a point where, like I said, if I achieve everything I set out to achieve from the beginning, and I achieve all that, and then I want to, have a little setup point, and then I nut across some bitches' backs, some bitches' faces, so be it, I don't think that's too bad of a thing to do. And then we just get right back on it, But I want to try, at least for this channel's sake and to document this journey, I want to try at least a year straight to just go at this shit and resist. And it's only going to get harder to resist these women because at the end of the day, I love women. They're very enticing, infatuating. They're beautiful fucking creatures. Like men who just hate women and hate on women and say, oh, they're hoes and this and that. And like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Like, you'll say they're hoes and all this shit, but then you can't get no bitches. Like, come on, man. What the fuck are you even talking about? You don't know shit. You haven't been with them. What are you talking about? Once you've been with enough, you'll realize how beautiful these people are inside and out, I've really never had too bad of an experience with a woman. Like, they're always like very kind and sweet, and you gotta understand that they're a little bit like, you gotta treat them different than fucking men. You just have to. You have to be a little bit more kinder and sweeter to them. You got to be a little bit more patient with them because they're a little bit, a lot of them they could be school smart, but they're still pretty like ditzy and all this shit. But you got to just be patient with them and learn how to love them, learn how to, react with them. And I've never like had crazy fights with women or anything like that. It's always been very like peaceful. And you got to understand too, like, say you get dubbed by a woman and she just stops talking to you. You're in the talking stage, and then a couple weeks later she just stops responding. You can't start freaking out and double texting and get mad at her. Bro, it's not no big deal. She maybe just wasn't ready for nothing, maybe more serious, or she didn't really like you like that. Like, it's not that deep. Just move on and keep going. It's really not that deep. I don't think they think too much of it. You shouldn't either. Just stay steady on your focus, on your goals, on your dreams, on your and be on your path to success, and you'll get it together eventually. That's it though. I fucking love y'all. Peace.